Hey everyone, Tono64 here. Today, we are now on the extras of Sonic Riders. So, as I've mentioned before, we're going to be going into the extra modes that we haven't covered yet, which being the tag and the survival modes. I will essentially skip the time trial and World Grand Prix because the time trial is just playing the levels again, but for the fastest time. And the Grand Prix we basically did with the adventure modes. I'm not gonna spend too much time reading on the descriptions on this either. One thing I will say though is that this is actually the best way to showcase what I was referring to earlier with how much of the game, how much of the game is essentially tailored for. I'm trying to think of what's the best way for me to say this. It's actually, it's a good way to showcase the differences in the stats of each extreme gear. The speed balancer, I called it the power. I call it like the speed booster. I meant to say speed balancer, where it actually does really good on straight roads. It's actually a pretty good gear. It's just when you handle something like that for a character or rather CPU characters, they're not going to do too well. But yes, as you see with this right here, the Access, like with pretty much all of these boards when it comes to Eggman, some characters are essentially locked out from being able to use it, whether it's because of a compatibility issue like with Eggman, or it's just for the sake of redundancy, like right here. The Magic Carpet and the Air Broom covers for both fly and speed respectively. These characters that are, I guess, grayed out already have this ability and natively since that's their type. So they don't have to really use it. Speed Boost Enhanced can execute unlimited tornadoes. I know I said I wasn't going to read these, but these two were the ones I never actually bothered to look at. Same with this one, execute consecutive slides. So this is the gear I was referring to, Legend, where you can actually use this to get more air from the tricks. That's really about it. I know this one gives you the fly ability, but I'm trying to think of what else this has to offer compared to the Access, which quite literally does the same thing. If you know how to use the hovercraft, you're a legend. Okay, I'm gonna be that guy. I know it's supposed to be for Sonic since he is the main character of the game here, but how are you gonna tell me Shadow can't use this? Oh yeah, if you wanna really grind for all the rings in this, the Gambler is the go-to. The Crazy is not the go-to. It basically gives you the ability that the Chaos Emerald has, but it's not nearly as cool. Not even close. I like how this is the high-end gear, but not the other one. Production model, high-end gear. I feel like I should know what this is referencing, like this particular gear is referencing, but I just don't, and I do apologize. I might have to actually look this one up. The E-Rider, Eggman's default gear. Really good, but it just eats way too much of your air. Heaviest gear in existence. This should be the default if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, in this game, all the bikes pretty much have the same capabilities as the boards. With this one, giving you access to every single skill in the game. Yet, for some reason, Ulala can't use bikes. I feel like I might know the reason for this, but for some reason she can't really use the bikes. I can get the robots, but why her specifically she can't use that, I'll never understand. I do have an idea on why though. Okay, darkness just burns less air, that's it. And that's it. That's all the gear in the game. When we get to zero gravity, I do think all the different types of gear become a lot more interesting in my opinion. Because it's not just like stat changes here, ability capabilities there, and you know, the like. So, we're going to get to tag mode first. We're not going to play all the courses. We're going to play like 2 or 3 courses of tag mode, and then we're going to do the same for the survival race. And I think there's actually 3 courses for the survival battle. So for that one, we're going to do all of them. But for this is just going to be just like a quick play of each of these. So what tag mode basically is that you're basically doing a race where you and one other person, in this case player 2, since I'm player 1 here, quote unquote player 2 because it's all computers, is gonna be basically having the same air tank to each other while racing. The thing about this is that in every single course in the game, all of the shortcuts are cut off, making it so that no one has an advantage. This is all just for the sake of playing on the same exact course that everyone has access to. Which makes sense because on top of us sharing the same air, there's also a feature where if one character gets too far away from another, you actually get shocked and you have to wait until the person behind catches off, which also prevents you from being able to go too fast. The reason why I don't like this with CPU is that on top of not being able to really use different gear, because they always use the default, there's also the issue where the CPU are still programmed to try to take access to the shortcuts, even when they clearly don't have access to do that. So like for here, my partner is the E10000G unit. Even though the shortcuts for this are locked off, so that means they don't get any benefit from going out of their way like they just did there for the power, they still are going to go for it. And this also applies to right here. You could clearly see the gate that you can't access it. Just look on the screen. It still keeps trying for it, and it ends up making me have to wait for them. And keep in mind, the AI that you choose are... Actually, you can't really choose them. The CPU choices are completely random. Other than this, though, I kind of like the idea. I just feel like this is a mode that's 100% more fun if you're playing this with other real people as opposed to a CPU. Because if you're playing this just by yourself, you're essentially being forced to slow down, which doesn't make this interesting one bit. And in this particular race's case, it's just like we're quite literally just dusting the other team. There's no reason to worry about them right now. One neat thing about tag mode is that if you happen to be right next to each other on the tank, you actually get to refill the gauge the entire time. Like look right here. It constantly refills. And, oh frick, if you don't get in the turbulence. And look at how quickly it fills up too. It's not just the fact that it fills up quickly. I don't really think I'm gonna be doing too many showcases of this type of mode, because I think the mode's concept and everything is cool, but the fact that you have access to so little, oh my god, I just thought about it. Even for this is not gonna look good. Oh man, I'm gonna do it anyway, but oh god. After this, I'm definitely going to the survival race. Infinitely more interesting than this, I gotta say, when playing with by yourself. How are you already back there? Oh, frick. One cool thing is that if you do manage to make the opponent slow down, you make it so that they have to slow down. Because if he doesn't slow down here, and he just keeps going, there's a good chance that the robot will get shocked. Then there's this section. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ah! Rose, stop jumping up there! Oh my god. Unfortunately, this section, the taxi, of course, is shut down. What? Oh god, please. Like this was the level that I wanted to show off because I thought the level itself was interesting. But all this has ended up doing is actually showing you exactly why most people probably skip out on this particular mode when it comes to playing this game. Because, like I said before, this mode is infinitely more fun when you have other people playing with it. Because you get to actually go whatever speed y'all can go to, as long as you aren't getting too far apart from each other. But with CPU, you're literally being forced to slow down at just about every turn possible. And considering this is a racing game, that's like the worst thing you could possibly have. What? Alright, let me speed up. There we go. And trust me, that beeping gets annoying too. There's literally no way I can make that a better timing on the shot. What are you talking about? For corners like that, for some reason, you're... Oh, no. Okay, she's right there. But, like, for corners like that, you're essentially restricted for even trying to, like, do the high tricks on those. Which makes sense, because technically, if you were able to do that, you'd be able to make shortcuts and everything, but... I'm sorry, guys. Like, there's really not much I can say about this mode. Because, like, without someone to play with on this, and I was contemplating on even waiting to have someone to do this with on a video. But I was like, you know what? I can't really bug anyone to worry about playing this on Tagable, because if you're playing this with one other person, remember, you can't change the AI's difficulty, so on top of it being, like, very pitifully just speed up, oh, slow down, speed up, but no, slow down. On top of that, if you were just to be playing YouTube versus the AI, they wouldn't even stand a chance. It'd just be a normal race, except you guys can't hit each other. This one, on the other hand, oh yes. So, for both survival race and survival battle, you're forced to play on the default gear. However, for survival race, what this is going to entail is that you will be fighting for the Chaos Emerald. You have to get this Chaos Emerald through each gate. I believe it has to be in a row too. You can't drop it or else. The thing about this Chaos Emerald though, with this kind of power, you're now I was about to say your speed is now constricted, and on top of that, your air gauge is being depleted even when you're in the air. The scary thing about this, other than the fact that it constantly depletes your gauge, is that since it does slow you down, it gives all the other characters the opportunity to catch up. And it cuts off all and just like with the tag mode, it cuts off all shortcuts. Unfortunately, I'm still playing versus CPU, so this isn't going to be that much crazier than the tag mode. But at least, if there's an opportunity where I screw up on, we at least get to have something going on with this one, as opposed to the alternative. I'm going to make this interesting. So, in this version, you still do not... I don't believe you actually fight the Guardian here. This is all about the Chaos Realm, but the Guardian is just going to be chilling in the background somewhere. Now, I actually don't think that the Extreme Gear's capabilities, like for this one, the capabilities on this one is just the fact that you get to eat less air. That I don't think matters here because the Chaos Air mode will compensate for those. And in this area, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Frick! And keep in mind, while you do not have the Chaos Air mode, you get to just boost forever. Yeah, sadly, even with that, just because the CPU really do not really put on much of a fight on this, if you know how to get yourself a little bit, just a little bit ahead, you don't even have to be like boosting like crazy or do any type of super micromanaging or anything like that. Just not constantly boosting. Yeah. Anyway, the real interesting mode of all the three, in my opinion at least, the battle stage. Like I said, we have 3 unique courses for each one of these. I will... just to make it a little go by a little bit quicker, because I want to actually cover all of these. Let's say 7 minutes. 7 minutes is fine, since we're only like 18 minutes in this video. You can choose any character you want. None of this matters.
Do you think you can beat me?
So, in the battle mode, you have these little these little boosts you can have here. And right out the gate, we have the egg. I want to explain the other capabilities here too, but I'm going to be focusing on one thing and one thing only right now. You want the egg. You want this. This sucker is powerful beyond belief. Like, okay, let me explain how this whole thing works. So, as you expect, because this is a battle, the only way you can attack other opponents is through boosting onto each other. There are attributes like getting a speed up with the green items. The red items give you a level attack boost, which I don't think really impact the way you attack. It just adds more damage to the way you attack them when you touch them. And the blue ones, I believe, give you the shield. One neat thing about this is that you can actually automatically lock onto opponents. So if you lock on, just boost. Take this. The crazy thing about this bird, though, is that the bird gives you so much extra power on this with a slight little shield. This shield, as you'd expect, reduces the amount of damage you take. So if you get hit by someone who has no additional boosts, you lose the shield, or at least the shield point, if it's just one shield point. Look at that. If you get max, I was about to say, if you get your attack maxed out to, I think, level 3, you can knock someone out in just one hit if they got no shield. And I believe the yellow items are just for how much air you can contain. Now, the reason why I was so fixated on the egg is because the egg actually gives you so many unique attributes right out the gate. And I mean right out the gate. The only thing you can't do is that you can't boost. It's essentially you have to play more for protecting the egg as opposed to focusing on the other team, not the other players. If you can hold on to it long enough though, you get some insane boosts. And there's pretty much nothing they can do about it either. If you could just keep it up long enough. Okay. So now I have an attack speed of 5. Anyone that I touch with this, even if they have a decent amount of defense, they're probably going to either lose their defense to be on the critical, or be like Ulala and just die. And remember, this lock-on, you're forced to take this hit. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Thankfully, you don't lose the bird just because you lost some air. That's only for the case of when it's still in the egg form. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ooh. Okay. Need some more air. You can run, but the game's pretty much over at this point. What? Ah! My bird! He took my bird! Oh my god. Unfortunately, if you get hit, you lose the bird and you lose all the stat attributes that it brings to you. Oh my god, no! Oh my god. I'm so mad. I really had all that right there. But you know what? That's okay. Because we still got one more course to show off. And this one's in space, where you actually have some obstacles you have to be careful, because like the platforms can fall down and you can fall through, which I haven't really clarified that in this particular course's case. If you fall off, even if you have the defense for it, it counts against you. I believe touching these electric fences also hurt you, but I feel like that should be a given. No birds so far. And this course is far more closed off than the others, so... Oh, yeah. Found out the hard way. Ooh. I'm not sure how you can get an extra hit. I don't know if you can even get an extra hit back. But like I said, this area is entirely closed off, so... You have to be very careful where you're going. What? Oh, wait. I have my shield. I have my shield. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Where's the pit? Okay. Alright. Not down for the count yet. Wait, where's the pit? No! Oh, frick. No! Oh my god, I need some air. Frick. Okay. Oh my god. Where's the air? No! Okay. God, if it wasn't so closed off, this would be... Wait, get over here! Air pack number 2. Okay, here we go. Now we actually have some air to use. Hoya! Oh, he had a shield, of course. Hoya! That's still not it? No. No. Get me out of this area. There's too many electric fences here. Where are you going? What? That counts against me? A UFO is coming down. A UFO has been around for like so long now. Why am I just now seeing that? I forgot to mention, if enough time passes within a course, any of those stages, an event can happen, which can alter your health, what abilities you have and don't have on the fly and stuff like that. Oh my god, I can't believe I really got gypped like that. Okay, anyway, that's it. That is Sonic Riders for the Nintendo GameCube, PS2, Xbox, and the PC. And I'm not sure when I'll be covering Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. It will obviously be after this. I think I'll be doing that once I get into Season 2 of Crash Team Rumble. I know I didn't do any videos for Crash Team Rumble of Season 1, but I've already vented out on my issues with Season 1 so far, on top of this current issue, or rather recurring issue of matchmaking with the game. I didn't want anyone to really put you guys through all that complaining with the game, and of course the thing about Embryo, but we're going to save that for Season 2. So for the time being, however, I'm not sure what game I'll be covering after this actually. Until now, and Season 2 of Crash Team Rumble, or a case of maybe another game that may be shadow dropped, because after Hi-Fi Rush, I don't know. Anyway, that's our Twisted Force Sign. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay insane, stay natural fuel, stay true to your life, and of course, as always, stay extreme and stay warped. Stay warped! And thank you for watching Sonic Riders.